It is Championship Saturday from Florida Spacecoast, USSSA Spacecoast Complex tonight, bringing you the Men's Major World Series Championship. Competitive Edge taking on MPT Reynolds, Guenther, Todd Ankney, and our entire crew. Glad you are with us. Rematch of last night's game, Todd. And if you're Competitive Edge, what do you think you learned from that loss?
I think you learn that you actually can play and beat these guys. It's just you need a few breaks to go your way. Momentum is huge in this World Series so far this year. I think as far as Competitive Edge needs to go, they need to stay on hitting the baseball down. Home runs will come. And focus on great defense.
Here on Florida Spacecoast, temperatures 75 degrees, so just a little notch hotter than it was last night. A slight breeze blowing, as you would imagine, out toward right center field. And MPT, they have been waiting for this moment for quite some time.
Yeah, a couple years ago they were in the second place. They were in this game and ended up taking second to Olmito.
But before they have an opportunity to win two, obviously they've got to take this first one. And a line drive base hit. That's a good start for Rogers, who's aboard with a single to start things off.
He's absolutely been on fire. I think he led off the last game with the exact same hit. Possible. They are total home run threats. Anytime they pick up the bat, you see a high fly ball there by Tyler Irvine.
And caught out in center field. Josh Kirsten makes the play. Thought that this Competitive Edge team, that they should have been classified as major. Nice play on the infield. We'll flip it over to second with Flip Washington.
Conference, he's really developed into a really good outfield, or an infielder, excuse me, and first baseman. So that's a huge out right there. That's 2 outs quickly for Competitive.
There's a base hit.
So exactly, that's his honey hole. Lead really amounts to like 11 or 12. Ladinsky with a long drive to right field.
Ladinsky back, and it's caught back at the wall by JoJo Bennett. Hauls it in, retires aside, and it's interesting because the ball has certainly been one of the storylines of the Men's Major World Series, but you get a chance to talk to Carucci as you see Viera Miller, the pitcher tonight. He's MPT has loved this because they're undefeated. They're into this championship game, and you got Flip Washington, you got Ryan Harvey, you got JoJo Bennett. They've been in some long balls.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely capable of. This ball is definitely different. It's definitely a different process to win games here now, where you could just out-muscle people as a major team. And now, really, the teams that are having success are hitting the ball down and then, again, taking a home run when it's available. It doesn't have to necessarily be swing as hard as you can. There's a great drive in the left center field.
And Washington is aboard, chugging into second, and he's in with a double. A great start for MPT Reynolds. 12 runs batted in this Major World Series, 6 home runs. And he goes the opposite way, and he's got a base hit, and here comes Flip Washington. He's going to come in to score, and MPT Reynolds, they've got the early lead, 1-0. They're on the scoreboard. Just as quick as he tried to get his glove up, it was gone. There is JoJo Bennett deep into the night, but the ballpark will hold this one. Caught out and right. This one floating the opposite way. Scoggins back, and it leaves the yard. There you go. John Williams, just his second home run of the Men's Major World Series, and what a start for MPT Reynolds.
Yeah, jump out to a quick 3-0 lead. Competitive Edge a little back on their heels right now. Best thing they can do here is just focus on one batter at a time, try and get, that second out, and hope they can bunch him up, come back into the dugout and ramp. But if you're MPT, I think you get attitude over there. I think they anticipate, they want to win, and think they should.
Radich ground ball up the middle. That's a good job on the infield.
Those Kirsten wearing shoes dedicated to his 2 boys back at home. One is Hulk, one is Spider-Man.
Big 2-out base hit.
And that's really
was thinking too. Wasn't in the same zip code as the play. There's a liner right to second base, and the play made to retire the side.
It's a great place to visit.
Jeff Roxby right back to the pitcher. Bill Pinkerton. Hey, he did a great job of staying with it, because I thought for a moment there that he may have let that play get away from him, right?
Yeah, listen, Bill Pinkham is one of the best defenders at that position that there is. And if you see here, it maybe caught him a little off guard, maybe on the back pedal, but listen, he is one of the few pitchers that actually would like the ball hit at him.
In the tournament with 5 home runs here at this Men's Major World Series. Austin Daw came into this game with 7. This ball is going to hold up just enough as well. 2 away.
I guess as an understudy, Bill Pinkham had an effort as an understudy and really came to us to try and learn. And
away from being men's major champion, we talked about it last night. It's been essentially 20 years since a not major team has won this major World Series, and Competitive Edge finds themselves 2 wins away from a little bit of history. The first one here at Florida Spacecoast, because the last time it happened, the game was at ESPN Wide World Sports. So they got to start to score runs, and here they are trying to score the game's first run for Competitive Edge. It's going to be cut off. Good job by Filatello to race around, and Competitive Edge on the board. It's 3-1 here, and the run batted in this major World Series for Farron Miller. Big hit there by Scoggins in the 10-hole, and it's going to roll the lineup back over to Logan Rogers.
Fly up in the air where guys can run underneath it.
This ball, though, flown into center. The ballpark is going to hold it, but the good news for Competitive Edge is they are on the scoreboard. Their pitcher, Miller, comes in. And the crazy thing is, I'm not sure that I've seen a double-digit inning at this year's Men's Major World Series, but how often is that a key as you see a line out to first base and a diving play? Tyler Irvine, not only can he hit home runs, he can make diving catches as well.
I think that was probably one of the better ones we've seen all weekend. Completely elevated off the ground. Connor Murray really would like to get on base here.
Into center. 9 plate appearances. One of those 5 hits extra base for double.
And that's
Make
a
it
great
6.
That's a great average, great everything out of the pitching position. Because realistically, 9 on base, right? So the 500, ooh, popped it up.
That's it there. It's a long run and caught by the shortstop, makes the play. Logan Rogers comes back.
Just had a great defensive play in the field. Let's see if Tyler can do it on the offensive side here. Oh, and that one is hammered.
Qigong off the Juno side, if you will. And now he's tied for the men's major lead. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
That is an absolute creature.
Honeycutt backhanded by Washington. He hurries, and a nice little play there over at first. How about the pick by John Radich? Of all time, ending an era, and Andy Purcell earlier today. You think about all these pitchers and how much they have learned over the years from an Andy Purcell and how much he has changed the game.
Correct.
This is a shot towards the gap. Long run, and it's gone! Series. But it's a cool night. Obviously, the ball is flying, and it could be a big factor. And obviously, for Competitive Edge, you still need to get as many as possible. Maybe you don't feel like you need to be 8, 9, 12 ahead in here in the top of the third of the championship game. Competitive Edge has got to win twice. Rolled over. Radich, it's a smart play. Just take the easy play. Tap the bag as a decent eye.
Yeah, this is one of the few places, I think the only place in Conference USSSA where they don't score walks as it's batting average.
Yep.
Get a miss hit here, get his crew back in the dugout.
1-1 pitch, ground ball to third, bobbled for a second. They've got to hurry. They're safe, but everybody on the, oh no! I thought for sure he was safe. Let's take another look.
I guess the angle there, we don't really see if his foot's above the base, or we're at 3 from release and 10 feet total, right? And Farron is absolutely hitting that limit of 10.
Worked that time. Harvey popped up to left field. Ballpark is going to hold it. Billy Sanders from Baugh Ford actually led the slugging percentage. That ball is turning. Harvey doesn't lead the yard, but JoJo Bennett does. And we're tied 4-4.
And if you're MPT, you could take that breath a little bit even when balls are flying out of the park, like now.
Yeah.
Almost.
And it seems like they're flying the way that nobody says you can hit the ball out to left field here. Who hits the ball out to left field here? The only place you can hit out is right and right center. Back up the middle, fielded. Can they get Radich in time? No! They say he's
very far distance. I almost think Radich got to the bag first because the throw doesn't have a lot on it. Tyler has to go out and get it, and I am 100% wrong.
It looks like it got to the glove first.
Sure. And if I'm Brandon Miller here, I might go out. I'm definitely in their pocket right now, right? And I'm telling them, guys,
two calls.
We missed one. Yeah. We can't miss two here. Get together, do the right thing, make the right call. Now you got to be careful here if you're Brandon, and definitely Farron. You want to protect Farron, right? You can't have Farron get kicked out for whatever reason. So Brandon's got to take control. Let's get these guys out of here. Which he's doing.
He's doing
a great job.
You could have gotten this call right. I don't think that the teams need 8 challenges because, God forbid, if we give you 8 challenges, we'll never get to the championship game.
I think that would be good.
Maybe we'll see it in 2023. We certainly have the capability, and I would tell you that.
It certainly is. It certainly is. Chris Aninos, though, been around for a long time.
It's going to pop up. It's going to be deep enough to score the 6th run. And I think a lot of times people are like, hey, sacrifice fly, didn't do great.
Your mechanics in these situations, that's why you rely on them.
Ground ball to third. The throw across the diamond on point, and that time he is called out. Yeah, that was one of the things for me coming into USSSA. I don't think that I was as we see a ground ball hit over to first. Maybe not.
It's bright, it's great. People can shine.
Oh, flip. Washington, can he make the play in time? Oh, he beat it out for a base.
By trade, so to speak. Let's take a look here. Flip, great play. Fantastic arm.
Oh, my gosh. A nightmare of a night over at the first base bag.
We were just talking about the lights. Maybe they're a little
bright over there in the first base position.
And I think Rip is going to ask, man, we need, so. No harm, no foul now, right?
Not the swing. The home run of the elevator.
Going all out for the homer.
Good gapper. Rogers has got good speed. He's certainly capable of scoring from first. Honeycutt, he trucks in there at second, and there's 2 in scoring position. Oh my goodness, the ball gets thrown around the infield, and Competitive Edge able to eke out their 5th run.
Like that. Mark's not doing that right now. Mark's even a little bit low.
His first pitch was outside.
Great pitch by Pink.
Popped up right side. So it still ends up being a pretty top of the lineup, and Washington due up next. Fly ball, long run, and tracked down out in center field on USSSA Live. So Washington take his.
Ryan needs to catch this ball out front and spin it.
He drives it, but the ballpark's going to hold it again, folks.
Earlier today, talking to a couple of my teammates, Austin Andrews, Heath Barnes, strike in there. JoJo with the drive to left center.
Yeah, that one hit to the gap, but that's another great run. Lendensky tracks it down at the wall, and
maybe they figured out something that the others didn't so far.
Base hit to start things off. Make it an extra base hit. He's thinking third for a triple, and he starts off the inning going all the way to third. Chance to tie the ball game. And they're going to do just that. Fly ball out. Deep fly ball. It keeps carrying, but it needed a couple more feet. I've got just a little over a decade of watching these, and it used to be really a two-horse contest, if I'm honest with you. And it's no longer a two-horse contest.
No, and I think that
defines the sport, and now they're part of it, and they're part of the reports that DW does weekly on Conference USSSA. And at the end of the day, it literally is major level softball, major level players, and another major level hit for Miller, who's had a huge game tonight.
It's crazy. You always have to bring your A game, every game.
Scoggins, the batter. Pinkham takes it himself. It's a surefire way to tag the bag, retires the side, but
it moves very quickly.
And they're not afraid to talk about the big topic. I don't think they're going to spend the entire show talking about the balls here in this Men's Major World Series, but it's going to be brought up. Maybe it becomes a little bit too much in some of these athletes' heads, and then it turns out to where, as opposed to, as you see this ball, that one leaves the yard. It flies when it needs to fly.
And John Radis put that thing in orbit.
8-6.
And there's a perfect example of we want to not walk people, right? Like walking John Williams in that spot gives Raditz an opportunity there, and he drives the ball backside for a 2-run lead for MPT. That is a huge swing this late in the game. See sponsor coach Mark Carucci there in the dugout.
Josh Kirsten into center, caught.
Family anymore. His son Little O is a very good baseball player, and is probably running around the park making people throw to him now.
Oh, almost a brilliant play. And Ananias is going to dig it out and get to second.
So I believe Donnie Walsh is in for Connor Murray.
Donnie Walsh going to pinch hit and rips that one right past the infield. And it's going to score the 3rd run of the inning, and it's 9-6.
I don't like if he just tries to Judy it out there somewhere. If he's going to try and hit a home run, great move, which he did.
And he hits the home run. A 2-run shot, and the inning continues.
You'll see Mark Carucci here. He's going to let everybody know. There he is. So, yeah, exactly. I think that's Joe's 2nd home run, pinch hit home run in the last 2 games. He went up and got it and absolutely powered it out of the park. Over there, maybe they'll have a vested interest, maybe they don't, but I can just feel the energy on that side is a lot greater. Ooh, Phillip hits a long ball.
And it's going to be caught out at the wall to retire the side, but
I need a hit here. It's a lot easier to hit when you're up 10 than down 5.
Fly ball to right, caught. Called a strike at the top of the zone.
Oof.
And the next pitch has left the yard, folks. Irvine delivers the 1st run here in the 6th.
Play.
Honeycutt awaits the 1-1. And he drives that one into the night. Back-to-back jacks for competitive edge. And they're working their way back here in the 6th inning.
Yes, sir. The never quit kids, right? I love Tyler's approach there. Get that out to right field. So he's staying inside, let that one slip out, and there he goes. He got him again.
He gets the out here.
And then worry about the defensive side. Farron has done a great job. He hasn't walked many.
Pinkham ready. 1-1 pitch. That should do it, folks.
I believe that's Overstreet in to play second base for defense there. Made that final out.
Roxy retired, 2 on the board for competitive edge, but they find themselves down to their final 3 outs, but they got some help They left the yard twice, and they find themselves trailing by 3, hoping to hold the number right there as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
Ryan Harvey.
That's what you're used to seeing, but that ball is going to go and look. No, they're going to call it fair, a home run.
That's the run.
Joe Bennett, gone! Back-to-back home runs.
So just like that, MPT puts their 2 runs up to match competitive edge. And back to a 5-run lead.
Yeah, you got it. I can't hear nothing with this music anyway, John.
Looking to expand their lead.
Talked about John Williams, struggles at the plate earlier tonight. 2 for 2 night. Ground ball. Could be 2. They go to second for 1, back to first, and they turn a 5-4-3 double play. There are many that were hoping that Resmondo and Smash had one of those teams that have made a long run and worked their way back. But you start at 8 a.m.
You're resting, you're eating well, and then you come out fresh.
But even if you're a competitive edge, playing back-to-back games, not a huge deal, I wouldn't think, right?
No, and I don't think it is at all here. I think what it's happening.
Particularly competitive edge. Didn't score in the first, but they found a way to score in every inning, but they'd like to have a couple more innings that have produced more than 1 run. That's probably the part of MPT Reynolds. If they can score 5 or 6. And this isn't the start that they wanted. Little acrobat.
Finds a dry spot just to the left there, and he puts his hand in. Huge walk there by Pinks. Jason's going to go up through the middle there. And I was wrong.
It's a big swing. He said, forget the base hit. I'm going to get 2 of the 5 back.
The no-quit kids, I tell you what, that is a huge swing by Jason Branch. It looked angry to the point of, I think he wanted to play in this game.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, he's not, but I think there was a lot of frustration there, and they got the most out of Jason Branch that they could right there.
And a big spot here. If Scoggins can get a hit and bring him to the top, and he's going to do just that. It gets down.
Is that?
They got a chance, folks. Top of the lineup. Farmer, excuse me.
Farmer. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't.
Strike, 1 out, top of the 7th. MPT 2 outs away from being men's major champions. This ball going, and the ballpark holds it. And now MPT is 1 out away from being the champions. And MPT 1 out away from being crowned men's major champions.
Bill worked him high last time.
Popped up, out to left field. MPT, they are on top. Carucci has done it. They're the men's major champions for the first time ever.
It is an amazing accomplishment for Mark and Rip and all their players. Enjoy it, boys.
A perfect men's major World Series for MPT. And after years of chasing the title, MPT has arrived, folks. They're on top.
A lot of great guys on that team.